What's going on, everyone? So this offseason, all the hype is going to our two draft picks, and rightfully so, right? They were the guys that were drafted. Dalton Connect, he is looked at as a ready-made prospect. Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, and these two guys played in their first preseason game. All the attention was on them. What are they going to look like day one? They weren't great, right? They were, you could tell, had a little bit of the game one jitters, but I do have a lot of hope and a lot of just excitement for these two, particularly Connect as a ready now prospect. Still gave you 12 points, wasn't very efficient. Bronny James, I thought, did a lot of really nice things on the defensive side of things. He showed the flashes, showed the glimpses of things. Had a rough go, but you saw the defense. You saw him and his potential to be that point of attack, disrupt passing lanes, be a 3-and-D guy. I thought he was able to get to his spots. Thought he had a couple good shots. They just didn't fall. Same thing with Connect. You saw Connect and his ability to make plays even, which I thought was really nice, as well as put the ball on the deck, not settle, but he was able to get his shot off. The shots that he was able to get off, I thought looked beautiful. Again, just weren't falling. I'm expecting more from these two. But the guy that I said and made several videos on up until this point was Blake Hinson. And I even made a video as recent as like a day or two ago where I talked about Blake Hinson potentially being Rui Hachimura's replacement, because if the Lakers are going to make a trade, more likely than not, right, it's going to be centered around Rui Hachimura. He's going to be the guy that's going out. And Blake Hinson and his ability to knock down the three ball, as well as him being that 6'8", big, physical, burly body, I thought that he had a ton of potential to kind of fill that void for the Lakers. That he's a guy that I wouldn't be shocked if he got some actual real minutes in the rotation for the Lakers as soon as this season. But bare minimum, I think he'll be a real fixture next season. He's a guy that, obviously, again, rookie, so the expectations should be calmed. The expectations should be reasonable. But in his first game, he was incredibly impressive. This is a guy that I was very excited. Talked heavily about how two things. One, I love that the Lakers got their two development guys in Bronny James, guy that needs time, a year to maybe 3 years of true development, but he's young enough to where you can do that. And then Armel Traore, right? He's another guy that I loved a lot, and he was very impressive. Probably have to do a video specifically about him at some point, but I've talked heavily about him as well. But Traore, he's another guy that I thought really impressed during the first Summer League game. I understand it's the first Summer League game. Can't put too much stock into impressive or underwhelming type performances, but it's a good sign that we saw some of the things that we saw with some of these guys. But, Bronny, Traore, the development guys. Connect and Hinson are the two guys that are older. Connect 23, Hinson 24, but both are looked at as ready now prospects that can come in and actually be a part of the Lakers rotation. And I think Blake Hinson showed everything that I've been talking about. And I don't want to put people out on blast. I'm sure you can find the comments if you really wanted to. Got a lot of comments in some of the videos where I hyped up Blake Hinson. And a lot of the comments were just simple who, right? Doing the little mockery thing, trying to be cute of like, oh, who's that? But. And if you go look at those comments, I responded to all of them that says you're going to find out soon, right? Or, to some degree of that. And guess what? People found out very soon, right? He had 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 7 from 3, 5 of 8 from the field. He was hitting like little fading threes. He was hitting off of the screen and roll, just knocking down catch and shoot. He was knocking down contested threes, which, by the way, he's 44% in college on contest. He was better from contested threes than he was from three-point range, period. He's 42% from three-point range. He led the NCAA in three-point percentage on catch and shoot, and 44% from three. This is a guy that showed everything we wanted to see. This guy showed his ability to put the ball on the deck, get to the basket, use his strength and physicality to basically bully ball. One of the big things that I talked about is his ability to just kind of be this wrecking ball inside because he is so big, so physical, good lower center of gravity. He's not, some insane hyper athlete, but he is athletic, and you can see that, right? He's more athletic than Rui Hachimura is. They both still have, concerns laterally, but Hinson is more active and moves better. He's a little more fluid. But one of the things that I thought was most impressive, in my opinion, about Hinson was the confidence and swagger this man had going into this game. Right? Like I said, Bronny, Connect, basically everybody. You saw the jitters. You saw at times just the sloppiness and the nervousness just going out there in the game. Blake Hinson walked out there like he would, like he's the king around these parts. Right? He walked in and he just had this aura around him. This persona of like, yeah, I'm about to bust y'all up. And he busted them all up. It wasn't just like the way he carried himself on that court spoke volumes. There was no concern. It was like, I know exactly what I'm here to do, and I'm about to do it, and there's nothing you guys can do to stop that. Nothing. And he went out there and proved it. It was very impressive in my opinion. I really enjoyed. Now again, one game, and as much as I want to be like, he's the next Steph Curry, like, in all seriousness, we all gotta, one of the things that I talked about and what I thought he could be, and I compared him to, is a bigger, better defensive Buddy Hield, right? Buddy Hield isn't a star. Buddy Hield isn't this, superstar. He's an excellent, one of the best three-point shooters in the league, but I think Hinson can be better defensively and because of his size and his versatility, right? You can slot Hinson essentially 2 through 4 if you want. He's probably best at the 4 like Rui is, right? I think that's with his size and physicality. I think, just like you see with Rui. Like Rui, yes, Rui can play the 3. We saw that this year. But all of his best games were at the 4. Why? Because that's where he is best and most active at. His rebounding's better, right? He's playing against usually a lesser defender at the 4, and somebody that is usually not as quick-footed, right? So he can get to his spots a little easier without being distracted, right? There's a lot that goes into it, right? Like most 4s are, the 6'8" to 6'10" kind of slower-footed, not the quicker, twitchier, athletic wings. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are, right? And so, I think Hinson can be a guy where if we do trade Rui, I think the Lakers will be okay. I think that they'll be able to look at this and go, you know what? Like, we got him. He can slot in at the 4. He can slot in at the 3. If the Lakers end up unloading a couple guys, I think, Hinson's a guy that I said from day one, and I think he's going to continue to prove this. Obviously him being a shooter, he's going to have good games. He's going to have bad games, right? He's going to have good moments. He's going to have bad moments. There's going to be games in his career where he goes, 1 of 12, right? Everyone's going to be like, he's trash. But there's also going to be those games where he goes 10 of 12. I mean, he did it in college. He had a 7 of 7 game shooting. He had I think where he made 9 threes. I think he was 9 of 12 or something like that from 3-point range. Again, in college, the dude can light it up. And the beauty is he's not doing it from just at the line. He's doing it from deep. Sometimes 5 to 10 feet deep. It's incredibly impressive, in my opinion, what we've seen from Blake Hinson. I really think that Blake Hinson is going to be a fixture on these Lakers for quite some time. I really think Blake Hinson's going to be a factor and be a piece that can, kind of get opportunity now, but even be a guy that maybe even starts at some point for the Lakers down the road. Now, he is a little older at 24, but even at 24 years old, he's still young enough to where, say it takes him 2-3 years to reach his peak. I mean, that's when everybody's getting into their prime anyway, right? Usually that 26, 27 to 32, 33. And I mean, now in today's league, you're seeing primes really extend even further. But I think he's a guy that they got themselves a real one out of Pitt. And that's my opinion. And as always, I want to hear from you. Let me know yours down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yeah, this dude was very impressive? Lakers got a real gem. And Blake Hinson, do you think, no, I need to see more? Which I understand. I can understand people kind of being a little reluctant. But again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.